Well, hello guys. Welcome back to another episode of Everyday EDC. My name is Tyler. Today I'm doing a pocket dump. I'm going to try to do one every day this week because I think next week I'm going to start back with normal videos. My problem is so I've recorded so intermittently that I've actually screwed up some videos because I've released a review without releasing the unboxing. So I have to get reorganized with all my videos. You guys hear it every time I'm doing a pocket dump, I'm explaining it. But next week I think I'm going to start back with a normal schedule. I don't think I'm going to go 7 days a week again though. I think I may take Sundays off from releasing a video. That way, I don't want to make content to be making content, right? I don't want to be if you guys can't hear me, I'm going to watch this again. This might be crap. It's raining. I love this weather. I don't want to make content for the sake of making content just to put content out because that's my schedule of content, right? So, yeah, I think I'll be taking Sundays off. And then I think Saturdays I'll try to do a special video, kind of like a top 10 or something like that. And then Monday through Friday will be unboxings and reviews. I don't think you're going to be able to hear this. Let me double check on this. Alright, so the weather seems to have tempered itself off to where it's going to allow me to talk and do a video without overbearing rain on the windshield. Which, don't get me wrong, my favorite kind of weather. You guys are going to be like, what? Yeah, no, seriously. Cloudy days, gloomy days. I don't know why, but I love them. So, without further ado, pocket dump. For Wharncliff Wednesday, I was like, dude, I don't have a Wharncliff in my collection. I don't even know what I got sometimes, right? So, for first, we have the razzlecliff. I got this, obviously due to the hype. Nick Shabazz kind of started it. Metal Complex, kind of picked up with it. He was tainted by the Nick Shabazz effect. And then everybody kind of trickled on down. And that's where I feel like this really picked up some steam. So I get this in hand. And I immediately loved it. It's honestly really, really cool. It's only like $25. It's a nice little Wharncliff. But the tip right there is sharp. It's got this chiseled tip on the front that is sharp. You can cut with it, and it's just really nice for $25. Yes, it's small. It's centered okay. The action's a little gritty. The bearings kind of suck in it, but it's $25 on bearings, if that, right? Get some skip bearings. But this thing's cool. So this is a really, really nice fifth pocket knife. It doesn't beat the Launch 10, but it's a really nice fifth pocket knife for me. So, Wharncliff Wednesday, the razzlecliff. That's what's in my pocket. Plus, you guys know the titanium stuff. I'm not going to keep doing that every day. Call it lazy, call it what you will. I don't feel like emptying my pocket out again. I got a titanium pen, titanium flashlight, and a Vero engineering pry bar. Which, I didn't realize this till just now. The other knife that I am carrying today. That was really bad representation of yourself, my friend. This is the Vero Engineering Axeon. Those of you that actually watch these pocket dumps are kind of getting a sneak peek as to what's popping up on the channel, because a lot of these unboxings haven't released yet. Some of them I'm not even sure if I recorded. I'm still going through all that stuff. So this is the Vero Engineering Axeon. Sammy and I both got one. Sammy and I both tried to get one. I was successful. He was not on the first drop. And then halfway through, even before I got this, I was talking with him, and I had an issue, so he ended up purchasing this off of me. And so this is technically, as of right now, his. Okay, this is the stone-washed titanium with the black-washed DLC coating and blade and pocket clip. So, this is technically his. There is another drop this Friday. We're going to try to get him one specific that he's looking for, and if that's the case, then I'll keep this. If it's not the case, then he gets this one. right? Because the whole reason I got into it in the first place was realistically him. You know, he asked for help in trying to get the drop. And, well, we were going to both get one, and my thing was, is if we both got one, we both got one. If I got one, I was going to get it to him so that he at least got the frame lock drop, and then that's how that was going to work. If he got one and I didn't, well, then it just worked out. But either way, I ended up with one. He missed it. So, basically by the time he went on the website and he tried to order it, it was like way too late to get the... By the time his stuff loaded, all the good stuff was immediately gone. And the way these drops work is you have to know exactly what you want when it drops. Because once it drops, you have to like move quick. These things were gone in like 30 seconds. It was stupid. Not all of them, but the ones that you might like. Or not the ones that you might like, but the ones that were highly sought after. A lot of the blackwash ones, they were gone within like 30 seconds. So, and that's not factual information. That's just from me looking and trying to figure it out, right? So, anyways, back to it. This is the Axeon. The Axeon's pretty cool. It's got this little punch for where your finger goes instead of it's almost like a fuller. It's like a rectangular fat fuller right here that it works really well for reverse flipping. The thumb flipping, it's okay. It's a little bit more difficult to get in there without actually hitting the lock bar. But it is a front flipper, and that works just fine as well. So I have no problems with that. The one problem that I have with this, and this isn't a review, is that, because this is potentially Sammy's, yes, it's Wharncliff Wednesday, this, I don't know that I'm going to carry this today. Because it's his, it's kind of such a hard to get item. I don't want to carry it and then like mar up what he's doing, you know, if this has ended up going to him and we miss out on the drop on Friday. So this is kind of like, so I can get used to the review, I wanted to carry it a little bit. So what I really like is the frame lock is fantastic. The lock bar, it's like nice and light, it's easily accessed. This whole thing kind of feels like, in my opinion, if like Riot were to design a knife with an actual aerospace engineer behind it, that's how this feels. Everything is great. There's no back and forth, no up and down. There's no sharp spots. My only concern right now, that once I find out if this is going to be mine or Sammy gives me the go-ahead, listen. Can you guys hear that? This thing is gritty. And I don't know if that's the bearings being dirty, 'cause that's how it came out of the box. I don't know if that's the bearings being dirty, or it's not a smooth face where these bearings ride. Either thing I can fix, but, you know, for such a highly sought after, highly engineered knife, that actually irritated me. I really do like this knife. This knife's really cool. But when I first got it in hand, I was kind of glad that I like had sold it already. I just wasn't super impressed. Why wasn't I impressed? Well, the problem with the reviewers and everything these days is you see a knife that you want, right? You see a knife that you're like, yes, that's the knife I want. I'm so excited to get that knife. And you start the chase, you start saving up, you start doing whatever you got to do to get that knife, right? Then you get it. Now, hopefully, it meets and exceeds your expectations for that knife. But if it only meets the expectations or falls like one step below there, it creates this like I'm very finicky now when it comes to knives. I wouldn't call myself snobby, but like there's certain things that I will not tolerate that if it happens to a knife, I immediately put it on my trade, sell, or junk list. Like it's like that. And even though it's nothing, like I got some detent lash in this Kershaw bare knuckle that I got in this 20 CV bare knuckle. I'm done with it. Like I opened it up and I'm like, I don't even want to touch this again. So I'm probably going to send that back in a Kershaw. When you got so many knives, it's not a big deal, right? You can just set one off to the side. But for the everyday, anyways, what I'm getting at is like I'm super particular. Like these certain things have to be good. I have to be able to center it. That's probably the least, actually. As long as I can get it not touching the sides, I'm okay. But if I spend a lot of money on it and I can't center it, it's going to drive me freaking up the wall, and I'm not going to want to carry it. There's something subconsciously that clicks, and you just don't want to carry it. I have to be able to make the action smooth. It does not have to be free-flowing, but I don't want to feel it. Like that Vero, that drives me nuts. Guys, that drives me nuts. I don't want to feel any back and forth or side to side. And I don't want to feel a weak detent. Weak detents drive me nuts. It's just going on, and I'm not picky, but you know. And then there was one more. Kind of any aesthetic flaws don't bother me as functional flaws. I guess I should say. So like anything, if the lock bar, if it pops out every now and then, drives me nuts. Like that type of stuff. If there's lock stick, even though I kind of know how to fix that, drives me nuts. Anyways, what I'm getting at is, so I got this in hand, and it was nice. Like, it feels nice. It actually feels like, you know, like Riyadh might have made this because it's that nice. Like, that's how nice this knife is. But it didn't excite me. And that's not like a snooty thing. That's not like, it's just, I think what I'm getting back to, I'm trying to come full circle. Sometimes I lose train of thought and never return to the first thought. Is that when something is hyped so much and the want is there, but you can't get it, right? Vero, can't get them. Well, they only make 15 in a drop and then they're done. Not true, but you know what I mean? So it's like, it was super hard to get these things. I think the frame lock itself was like, it was expensive, dude. It was like $330 or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. It's like, holy shit, that's expensive. So you spend a lot of money on this, and then you get it, and you find some minor flaw, and it just sets a flag off in my brain, and I wasn't excited about the knife at all then. And since then, I've kind of calmed down. But what I was overall getting at is try not to get too hyped on a knife that you can't get. Okay. So, let's say TRM. You guys all want the TRM Shadow. I want the TRM Shadow. It's awesome. I don't even look at it right now because A, eventually I'll probably come across one if I want it that bad. And B, I don't want to overhype it in my head so that when I get one in, like, it's got this new Axis style lock, right? What if it has the Axis style lock and it has a little bit of blade rock in it that's going to drive me nuts to where I'm not going to want to carry it? Like, so I remember those things, and I'm trying my best not to get hyped for certain things. And actually, I've hit a point where I don't get like super hyped. I'm super excited to experience it, but there's no singular knife right now that I'm dying to get my hands on. Which is a good thing, so I can be surprised when stuff comes in. I would rather be surprised and undersold before I see it than oversold and get something that is really, really good, but not great, but I was thinking it was going to be great. I'm done with the rant. That was kind of ridiculous. My name is Tyler. This has been Everyday EDC. What's in your pocket? Happy Hump Day. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wharncliff Wednesday. Show me what you got.